An outbreak of highly pathogenic avian influenza, commonly referred to as bird flu, in Kano State. The disease, which affects various bird species, has raised concerns over its potential spread in the region. In a circular signed by Dr. Taiwo Olashoju on behalf of the Chief Veterinary Officer of Nigeria, authorities highlighted the heightened risk of transmission during this period. Chairman of the Poultry Association of Nigeria, Kano State Chapter, Dr. Usman Gwarzo, mentioned that the outbreak started when an alarm was sounded by a local farmer in December 2024. Veterinary experts have advised farmers to keep their poultry isolated and report sudden death to the nearest veterinary clinic. Well, let's now speak with the chairman of the Poultry Association of Nigeria, Kano State Chapter, Dr. Usman Gwarzo. Good to have you join us at this time. How are you and your colleagues receiving this report, and how is it likely to impact your businesses?
Thank you very much for having me. We received the report from the Chief Veterinary Officer, but what was shocking in the circular was how the outbreak was narrated. In epidemiological terms, when you say an outbreak, means there is a heightened mortality and there is transmission from one region to another or from one farm to another. So what really happened in Kano was not in any of our poultry farms, but in a house within the Kano metropolis where a young man, precisely a secondary school student who rears like a 50 number chickens, went to a local market and bought a duck. And when he noticed the flock have started dying, he acted well by taking the carcasses to the nearby veterinary clinic, where a presumptive diagnosis of avian flu was made and later confirmed. The good story here is this incident limited itself to only this household, and the veterinary team from the clinic decided to move into action and call the remaining birds in the house and fumigate the environment. They also went ahead to trace to the local market where the dog was procured and also conducted similar fumigation. There is a continuous surveillance in all the market to cross-check any increase in mortality among the birds, which will, as this morning, the number is limited to that index case of 35 hens and 13 cockerel, which were later called by the veterinary experts. So that's what really happened. And as you asked, usually whenever there is this type of information, it sends panic among the farmers. We, the poultry farmers, we had a meeting between our members and the leadership. We collaborated with the state to enhance surveillance and create awareness among the poultry farmers, so that the previous recurrent incidents of having huge mortalities and economic losses is halted. Usually it sent the panic most of the time result in some economic losses. And if there's a careful investigation conducted,
all right,
there's even an unnecessary killing of birds. So right, most of the farmers were anxious.
Yes, I hear you, Dr. Gwarzo. I hear you, Dr. Gwarzo. Yeah. So, I like the fact that you've spoken about the fact that your members do not need to panic at this time. But talk to us about the measures that are in place to educate your members and ensure that every one of them engages in best practices in order to handle the flu.
We have a lot of platforms where we disseminate information. And also the state government did well. Even this morning, the Commissioner of Health made a press release. I had series of interviews with media houses We use social media to circulate in our secretariat. We post notices. We visited some farms at the nearby markets so that we educate our farmers. Traditionally in Kano, the market farm contact is usually the main source of most of the previous outbreaks. But this one is a single incident, and thank God it limited itself to the epicenter, which is within the city, and none of the farms have so far reported an incident up to this moment.
All right, then. Chairman, Poultry Association of Nigeria, Kano State Chapter, Dr. Usman Guarzo, thank you very much for your time on TVC News at 10.
Thank you very much, and we are glad that you are going to disseminate this information, especially to the Ministry of People when passing this type to use our organizations, and we, the farmers, we know how to communicate to our people. But whenever you mention an outbreak, it creates panic, which will take time.
All right, Dr. Guarzo, we really do need to go, but thank you very much for that appreciation that you